Hey everybody, welcome back. Tonight I am just now recording and the day has totally slipped away from me, but I do find that sometimes the only time that's available to read is that time right before you're getting into bed. Carve out an extra 5-10 minutes in your daily life, even if it's right before you turn off the lights to go to bed, to pray and to read a chapter. It's all about carving in the time and making sure that you are being intentional about making that time for yourself. Today we started on Hebrews, which is arguably one of my favorite books, but I think I've said that so far about all three of these books. And I wanted to read verse 3. The sun is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of His sustaining all things by His powerful word. After He had provided purification for sins, He sat down at the right hand of the Majesty in heaven. He is everything. And it's without question. I mean, people will argue that God doesn't exist and people will argue about anything, but if you know it and if you believe it and if you know Him, He is everything. And verse 12, you roll them up like a robe, like a garment that will be changed, but you remain the same, and your years will never end. He always has been, He always will be, and that's something that we can't wrap our minds around because we think in beginnings and ends, and understanding that God does not have a beginning or an end is kind of crazy and kind of hard to think about. But at the same time, isn't that wonderful? Because things in this world that have beginnings and ends, sometimes they don't end the way we want them to. And we know that God will never end, and nothing will ever go out of His power. I don't think I did a good job explaining that, but things in this world have a beginning and have an end, and sometimes the ends come before we're ready, and sometimes God's ends come before we're ready, but it will never come before He's ready because He doesn't have an end. The end is not our deaths, because that's not what His end is. He doesn't have an end. He always will be. He always has been. And I think it's amazing to sit and be in awe of His majesty sometimes. I'm glad you guys are still reading with me, and it's crazy to think that we are almost done. But I'm excited, and I'm ready to finish this out with you guys. Stay beautiful.